Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Thursday, April 25th, 2024 by Gaia Blooming. I'm Mimi, and our energy mantra for today is, I find value in harmonizing with myself. Now this is a funny energy mantra. So I sat down early because I have a commitment tonight, Wednesday night, that I need to go to. So I'm sitting down early to record this, and I can't get the energy mantra right until it finally was. Can't get the lighting right. It's still not. Whatever. And today we have Mercury going direct. And I was like, I am in the retrograde. I am a retrograde right now. So good luck to me recording this scope. And hopefully we bring some good energy through for it. Mercury direct at 5:54 a.m. Pacific time. Does this mean that the shenanigans are over? No, it does not. Although it does seem to calm down a few notches when it goes from the retrograde to the aftershade. So let's see. For the next about 2.5 weeks, we'll have Mercury a third time going over these specific degrees from about 15 degrees Aries to about, 26 degrees, where it began its retrograde process. So here's our third turn at listening to the lessons. And these lessons are helping us understand ourselves deeper, understanding maybe why we react, why we go to war. Hopefully helping us move through these layers and leave behind, I've got my baggage card, leave behind that which no longer serves. That being said, this card has popped up again. How many times has this popped up this week? How has your mental state been? This is one of the interesting things, that this Mercury retrograde is ending with Mercury on the North Node, which is like your path going forth can be different. It doesn't have to be the same old. You can move from this changed, still you, hopefully a you-ier you. Hopefully some of this baggage is some of the layers others have asked you to be, put upon you in one way or another. And you've moved through some of these layers. And so this path forward is more authentic to you, to your soul, to your spirit, to your reason for being here. But only you can really direct that. So listen to that for the next couple of weeks. It's about 2.5 weeks of the retrograde energy. So we have time to still move through these layers and peel off these layers of guilt if we follow this, or the mental meltdowns that there's a phone dinging in the other room that was like ding, those mental meltdowns that keep us from feeling that balance, peace, and harmony within. So we have some other interesting astro today with that. We have the moon finishing up in Scorpio, and as it finishes up in Scorpio, it is pulling on Uranus and Jupiter. Uranus and Jupiter both hanging out at 22 degrees Taurus. So the moon's activating some of those lessons. It may be activating some of your fears of like widening your path, looking for the good. I feel like so many of us are afraid to hope. We're afraid to look for the good because you're afraid of the disappointment when it doesn't happen. We're afraid of it not even, not going well, maybe even going worse. You gotta face the fear and move anyways towards the light, towards what we want to move, where we want to go, the direction we want to go in, towards the light. I love these two cards together. This is my Abracadabra card. It is the Magician card. And Abracadabra means, as I speak, so I create. And so it's a reminder of the power that you have in helping align your path. But you have to be willing to know that you want it and to go for it. So Moon in Scorpio activating some of that energy. I think that there's definitely some value layers in this too. Like, I don't know, there's a piece of value that fits into like knowing that things are always working out for you. Even if it's not working out the way you want it to, knowing that things are working in your favor. Now we have something interesting. This is part of like, I had like so many takes of trying to get this scope started. I've been sitting with this chart for a very long time, longer than usual. And I was like, maybe there's something that I'm missing that I need to look at. And usually when that happens, like I have to check out the asteroids. And I looked and I noticed that Lilith is in Virgo, directly opposite Neptune right now. And Lilith in Virgo may be the reality where the feminine, where the yin is right now, still not really being accepted. And Neptune can represent two things. Neptune and Pisces can represent the dream, the hope, the desire to go there. It can also represent the karmic layers, the lifetimes of that. And so recognize that, again, this baggage may be beyond this lifetime. This baggage is beyond you. This baggage is, we are the world. This baggage is all of us working through these layers, these kind of tough and chalky layers, to bring the feminine energy back online, to allow it to be accepted. We want that in harmony too. We want that in balance. We have the Lover's card in reverse. And this to me right now, as we're going and flowing, could represent the imbalance between the yin and the yang energies. And this is out in the world, but it's in us. And again, finding that balance within ourselves, working that, finding the value of working through how we're showing up, that there's value in it. That's a good thing. So anyway, we have that working on the thing today, working on us today. We also have the moon as it continues to move on, feeding into that. So the moon in Scorpio is like, you've got to face your fears of leaning into the feminine. I think one of my fears of leaning into the feminine is like, well, things are just not going to get done. And I think that's a fear for a lot of people. And so we're facing these energies and hopefully allowing a little light, a little source, a little God divine energy to help show us the way through these fears, through the challenges. Moon and Mars are also going to be connecting. Mars in Pisces. So we may have a little emotional reactivity coming up in and through there. Watch for that. The moon will then move into Sagittarius in the evening and connect with Pluto. It's a day. It's definitely an interesting day. Again, Pluto can represent some of the fears that we have to face. And the moon in Sagittarius is like, okay, how can we alchemize these fears? How can we shift these fears? How can we abracadabreize some of this mental guilt energy that's keeping us stuck, that's keeping us going around and around in circles? I took part in a women's circle last weekend, and many felt stuck. And I think that's a very strong feeling across the board right now. And I think that has to do with some of the Taurus energies that are happening. But if you think about like a seed being planted, it may also feel stuck. And it has to grow and it has to go and reach towards the light. Letting go of our baggage is part of the reaching towards the light, where it's like, where I'm going is more important than these things that I'm holding on to. I want to let it go. I want to forgive these energies. And I think all of this may be part of this overall process of the day. So it's an interesting Mercury direct day. Take it easy on yourself. Watch out for the shenanigans. But phew, we made it through 2 of the phases. You can book a reading with me. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. Please, if you are somebody who's interested in mentorship, reach out to me. Let's see how that goes. And besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power. And remember who you are, for you are the solution. Namaste.